But it's really informative of what it is that we're trying to accomplish, and that's just make people better people, you know? And what is that you always say? Relationships aren't about finding the perfect person. It's about
becoming the perfect person.
And that's what this course is about, and that's what the Coffee Breakup's all about.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into another
episode,
another scene.
Special.
Where are we? Where are we at?
Dude, this is pretty cool. I hope this is recording. This is the first time
dude.
If you're not watching this episode, you need to be watching.
Yeah, if there's one episode to watch, it's literally, we're not in our studio, we're not in a warehouse, we're not in a box, we're actually at
Imperial Moto,
a local coffee shop.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, thank you so much to Imperial Moto for kind of hosting us and allowing us to use this space.
To be here, we're incredibly grateful. We've been 3 years now into the podcast, and we tend to just be in the studio or virtual. But we wanted to kind of branch out and do something and give back to the community and kind of connect with the community.
Absolutely, yeah. So the fact that we're here is very exciting. You know, we're actually able to leave the studio and be more, just like you said, engaging with the community.
For sure.
Just kind of checking out local spots. And with this, now we can recommend local spots back to you guys. So first and foremost, I got the nitro cold brew by itself.
I got the same one, but I got some milk, right?
You got some milk or half and half in yours. Dude, this thing is already fire. I don't know. I don't really go and get coffee, so now I'm like inspired to get more coffee.
Well, I've never had the nitrogen. You were explaining it to me how it's
so
different
cold brew.
it's a cold brew.
It's fire, dude.
Really, really good stuff. Thank you to Imperial Moto, the entire team. They've been so amazing. If you're in the area, you gotta swing by. This is like the heart of Miami.
It's actually pretty dope, dude. This is a really, really cool spot. Genuinely, I'm not even saying it to hype them up or because we're here. Like, it's really freaking cool.
We'll show you guys a couple of behind the scenes. Our boy Larry, shout out to him. He's gonna record a couple.
He's in the back. We'll show you. We'll show you him later.
He'll come out. But yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of a different segment. It's going to be a little bit shorter. However, I think we're excited to kind of just connect with you guys.
Absolutely. So if you ever hear of other spots, maybe other local coffee shops, you know, see if maybe they're interested or reach out to us. Maybe we can actually do some sort of partnership and show up there. We'll review their coffee and then we'll give you that recommendation to pretty much stop by and see what's going on, because as of right now, I'm having a really good experience and it's only been like 20 minutes.
Yeah, from the get-go, super welcoming, super friendly. The place is amazing. If you're in the area, swing by, grab a coffee, have a conversation, and just give the crew a shout out. They're excellent.
Absolutely. So because it's a shorter segment, we did want to take this opportunity basically to talk about maybe like a shorter type of thing that's very important to us, right? And that's the course that is coming out. We have a book and a lot of other things, but the main thing that we're trying to focus on is really trying to help people understand that we really got to start within ourselves. We need more responsibility in the actions, more accountability in the actions that we take, and once we really understand that, we live a whole different life that we're more in control of.
Yeah, for sure. I guess this is like the first really official announcement of the course. We've dropped it here and there throughout some of our episodes, the latest ones, but officially, we are coming out with a course. We are coming out with a book, Starting From Within. Every healthy relationship starts with yourself.
Yeah.
And the synopsis of it all is essentially that you're in control. You're responsible for your healthy relationships and how you go about life, and it's so important. 3 years we've been into this, and we've had really, really amazing conversations with, at this point, over 120 episodes.
It's crazy.
So many episodes, so many guests, and so many thoughts that we've kind of established and lessons that we learned. And so we packed all of that into the book, into the course, and we really wanted to connect with you guys and give back,
Absolutely, and just to kind of summarize what the goal of the course was, I mean, over 3 years we've been, just like you said, having these conversations with a lot of different professionals, influencers, or just regular people.
Yeah.
And the whole goal was to really shed light on regular conversations that everybody has, but sometimes we feel like it's taboo, or we're the only ones that's experiencing this. And so for the last 3 years, having these conversations with all these individuals, it really shows that we're all a lot more similar than we think, And because we've been exposed and not afraid, not really fearing being vulnerable and having these conversations, it's allowed us to really grow an understanding of how psychology really works within one another. That's kind of the whole gist of what the course is about, because it really shows that anybody can do it. You don't have to really be some sort of professional or psychologist, although we always will recommend, if you need therapy, by all means, man, it's life-changing. You can attest to that, Sure. But anybody can do this if you really take the necessary actions to be a better individual. So that's what this course is all about. It's starting from within, really starting from yourself, reflecting on the decisions and the choices that you make, and how that really kind of translates to everything that you do in life. I mean, imagine if you exercise, for example, it's one of the biggest things. How does that gonna make you feel? You're gonna feel better. Over time, you're gonna start looking better. If you start looking better, you look at yourself in the mirror, you just have more confidence. So now when you go to work or your relationships or just with friends, you have that confidence because of you know what it is to put in that work in. And then over time, what else is that gonna translate to? Everything that you do in life just overall is gonna benefit from literally an action that you take.
No, 100%. I mean, the course, 16 chapters, and when you had originally brought up the idea to me, I was like, I had to sit down and really think through it and like, how we're gonna address this. And I think the way we did it was excellent because you wrote the first part of the course, and I wrote the second part of it, and I think it flowed very well together. And so
absolutely.
For anybody to go over it and read it, I think anybody can benefit from it. Whether you're single, you just got out of a relationship, you've been married for many years, there's parts of it that are applicable to your life, for sure, in some way or another. Whether it's strengthening your relationship, whether it's fostering healthy boundaries, or just ultimately becoming a better you for yourself and everybody in your life.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty crazy because now the longer, like as we're about to launch this and actually put it live, I'm realizing really the importance of it. And it's not just because we wrote it, like, based on the experience, again, like I said, it's not like we're licensed, certified, or anything like that. We're just two regular guys that were unafraid of having these kind of conversations in order to just make it normal to have these conversations. And the longer, like as we continue talking about it, it makes me understand like how important it is for literally everybody. Yeah. Everybody, whether you, just like you said, whether you're single, maybe you don't even want to get into a relationship. Maybe you just want to, you know, make yourself better. Maybe you think life is great. This is just kind of, it's going to test that, or it's going to make almost like a comparison of, okay, I feel like I'm happy, but can I be happier? It's almost like the instance where we were talking about like the whole testosterone levels. Yeah. You know, I'm like, oh, you know, I feel good. Maybe my testosterone levels are low, but I still feel good. But then you tell me, yeah, but that's because that's all you know. Imagine if you were having regular test levels. What if that's what life is going to be better? And I think that's what it is. This course really allows you to really reflect on what it is that you've done correctly, maybe what you've done wrong, and anyone, literally anyone, as long as you follow the steps from understanding you're in control of your decisions, it all comes down with your choices, that those choices really add up in the long run of what the final result's going to be. So I think that's what the beauty is. No matter where you are in your life, you take this course, you read the book, or even if it's just a PDF form, like those little things, over time, if you follow that and you apply that into your daily life, everything falls into place exactly how you wish it falls into place.
100%. And what I think about so interesting about relationships and as a whole, and also on a micro level, is everybody thinks they're just supposed to be good at it. Nobody thinks, okay, what can I do to be a better boyfriend, a better girlfriend, a better individual, you know, a better person. Everybody kind of just goes through life expecting it's just meant to happen. But ultimately, when you apply this to other areas of your life, the gym, fitness, health, you have to adopt, you have to work out, you have to exercise, you have to put in the work. But with relationships, everybody just thinks like, okay, it's gonna come to
it should work, it should just fit. Oh, everybody goes through problems. But it's like, what do you do?
Exactly.
You know, like how do you solve those? What's the right way to go about it?
The actual steps of you improving and becoming better, starting from within, is a way to kind of put the words into action. You know?
Dude, really well said. And yeah, just like everything that we said, just to kind of summarize the whole reasoning behind it, we at one point, like we weren't really sure what we wanted to do with life. Right? Like, yeah. I mean, at least for me, you know, it wasn't until 3 years ago when we had the idea of the podcast. It's like, you know, we were younger, you know, what's the goal, what's the purpose of life and all these things. And over time, I think we've both realized that the purpose of life is almost to serve, you know, to give back to someone. And I feel like that's what's the most rewarding feeling. But we always forget that we need to give back to ourselves, yeah. Right? And there's a lot of choices, like we've been saying, that really puts us first in order for us to feel good. Because if we don't feel good as individuals, how can we expect to impact other individuals? How can we expect to be a better partner? How can we expect to be a better employee at work? Or maybe you just want to go after a business that you've been starting and you just don't know where to start because you're afraid of what people are going to say about you, or you're insecure about something else. And it's like, this whole course literally teaches you, don't worry about anything else. Yeah. Worry about yourself, be the best version of yourself, and then you'll see how, as a better individual, that's going to apply to everything else that you choose to do in life.
For sure. I think it's very great, very well said. Do you have a particular favorite chapter?
Yeah, the ones I wrote.
But you have one that you like?
Dude, my favorite one is it's honestly the one that we started off with, because it really puts a statement on the whole entire course, you know, and I think that setting up a foundation with everything that you do in life, allows everything to build up on it that much stronger. We always, for example, I think Will Smith is one that said it. It's like, oh, when we look at the, you know, a big wall, we think, oh my God, it's going to be impossible to build this.
Yeah.
I can never imagine. But if you just focus on laying down a very strong foundation, step by step, over time, you really build a really, you know, strong figure, which is that wall. But it's not the wall that you just built. It's you focus on laying a brick day after day, whatever. So I think that that's why the foundation of the early starting, the first chapter, because after that, everything applies. You lay the foundation to being that strong individual, and then over time, as you start kind of mixing with other people, whether it's with work, relationship, family, you have a strong foundation to begin in order for everything else to be laid out properly.
So for me, the favorite that I had to chapter that I wrote, I think was Perfectly Imperfect. And what because I think we live in a world where everybody just kind of looks for like this perfect relationship, this perfect partner, and it's like the truth of the matter is none of us are perfect. You're not perfect. You're a great guy, but you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And so when I wrote that chapter, it's like when you're with somebody, a lot of relationships are ruined because of false expectations. I want this person to be X, Y, and Z, and it's like they're never going to be this perfect person that you imagine in your head. And so, especially in long-term relationships, you have to accept them for who they are and love them for who they are. And at the end of the day, you know, relationships are not defined by the best moments of your life. The healthy relationships are defined by some of the worst moments. But people get sick, when you lose your job, when you don't make any money. Thank you. Relationships are not defined by the vacations and a lot of the money that you make, and it's like all of that stuff is temporary. And your relationship gets challenged when you lose everything. And if you want to be in a healthy relationship, you have to understand that that person has to be with you through the good points in life, but also through the bad points in life, you know?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out the whole camera situation.
Everything's still on? Everything's working fine. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, guys. No. This is a work in progress.
Yeah, dude, but that's also what's exciting. So as you can see, even through Perfectly Imperfect, right? I think this is the perfect time that or the imperfect time that it came up, right? Because as you can see, this didn't work out perfectly, or at least we don't know. I mean, we're still trying to figure this out, but we still go through with it, and that's what's normal in life. So I'm so happy that you brought that up, because Perfectly Imperfect, everybody has their imperfections, everybody has their flaws, and that's what makes every individual perfect, I would say. Yeah. You know, because that's what makes them themselves. That's what's literally gives them their identity, their personality. Everybody is supposed to be different. So the fact that we can all appreciate that, instead of us being worried about being imperfect and be like, oh my God, like these are my flaws. It's like, dude, embrace those flaws. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, obviously you do want to work on being a better individual. So if there's things that could be improved on, you should definitely go about it, which is what this course helps you do, really. But it also allows you to really accept certain things that you really can't control. Yeah. So instead of worrying about those things, it's like, well, how can we embrace those things and then worry about making the best of it, just like this malfunction on the microphone situation, you know what I mean?
Sure, for sure, 100%. I mean, and you touched on something really, really good, like as long as this person is improving and trying to be a better person. Because it's one thing to say, well, I'm not perfect, just accept me for who I am. But it's another thing to say, like, okay, like, yeah, I'm not perfect, but I want to be better. I want to be a better person, and I give it my all. That's different than just, okay, just accept me for who I am and fuck everything else. It's the effort that matters, the self-improvement, the desire to be better.
I'm actually very happy that you talked about that, because one of the sections that I was really passionate about, that I wrote about, and now that I'm circling back to it, it's about effort. It's always trying. You know what I mean? You really can't live life just saying, oh, well, this is what it is, I'm just going to accept it. Like, no, you're in control of that, you know? But you have to try. You know, you can't just sit back and expect things to just fall on your lap. Everything requires a little bit of effort, and requires you to make a decision and a choice to actually take action towards them. So just like you said, I mean, sure, you can be this person full of flaws and just accept life, but then think of the life that you're accepting. Think of the life that you're going to be living, that you're going to be fulfilling. It's just a life of complacency. When if you can take action towards the things that you want, whether it's the person that you want to date, whether it's just losing weight and feeling better about yourself, whether it's that job, whether it's starting your own business, which a lot of people, they're afraid of. Oh, I don't know how to start. We got a man right behind here. He's doing all over everything, I think. But look, he's picking up a camera. He also has another passion. My girlfriend's prime example. I mean, she started being a teacher, and then she was doing photography on the side until she said, you know, forget it. I'm going to just try it full time. And she went after it. Now she's charging, I don't know how much, but if you hear that, it's like, dude, compared to when she started $50, she's like almost at $500 right now.
She's made a
None of that. She's expanding. She's doing like an event business. We have a 360 photo booth now, but she took action towards that, and that's the kind of individual that I think everybody should try to strive to be. I'm like hyping up my girlfriend right now so much, dude. I'm so proud of her because it's true. Like she started with nothing. Just accepting life. She could have still been a teacher right now and probably still unhappy, waking up and dealing with these fuck ass little kids all the time, and they're not even hers. I'm picking their boogers, yelling at each other. But now she can wake up and kind of do it whatever it is that she wants. She's in control of her time. But again, she made the effort and she took action to doing that. And I think that that's kind of the moral of the story of the course. Like, take action, you're in control, but also try. As long as you try to do something, you'd be surprised of where that could take you.
I love that. And just kind of like summarize everything. It's be with the people in life that want to be better. They want to see you do better, and whether that it's a friend, whether that's a coworker, whether that is your partner, because every relationship starts with yourself. But this course is not just about romantic relationships. It could be also platonic relationships, work relationships, just overall interactions with other human beings and the interaction you have with yourself, because it matters. When we put the course together, we didn't know where it was going to take us. 16 chapters later, I think we did an amazing job. And I know for a fact that if you're going to go and try it out, read it, watch the course, I think you come out better. We had Dr. Hasty go over it, Dr. Lorenzo,
like legit psychologists.
and they both gave us, their stamp of approval. So I'm very excited and I'm very grateful. And ultimately, the course is the byproduct of the past 3 years of our lives. And it's crazy because to this day, we still get questions people asking us some of the stuff basic stuff, but it's basic to us because we're in this world, but maybe not basic for other people. So, the course is kind of like a way for you to, immerse yourself into that knowledge.
So to close up shop, I'll be very honest. Like for those who are watching, we got to clip this video because, like, legit, this is one episode that you really do want to watch. I mean, I wouldn't say that there's a lot of things to really learn, but it's one it makes sense to everything. Like, it's a big mission that we're really behind, to really helping people. If there's ever a video that we need you to share and to really like show to your friends or to comment down below, to really put buzz behind, is really this one, because we are very passionate on just trying to help people become better individuals. And whether you feel like you're the best individual, whether you feel like, oh, these guys don't know what they're talking about, give us a shot. Like, you'll be surprised of just what open conversations and what two guys just trying to figure out what life's all about, the type of engagement that we have with people. I think it would really strike a nerve in a lot of you people. So if there's ever an episode that really you guys should watch from the whole entire length, I mean, it's not even that long, but it's really informative of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And that's just make people better people, And what is that you always say? Relationships aren't about finding the perfect person. It's about
becoming the perfect person.
And that's what this course is about. And that's what the Coffee Breakup's all about. So for everybody that's there at home, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. We do this for you guys because we really are passionate about what we do. And that's kind of the goal. We want to kind of motivate you guys to do the same thing that we're trying to do, because not everyone is fortunate enough to do this. But again, as long as you try, you'll never know where it's going to take you. All right?
Last minute, just a shout out to, again, Imperial Moto for having us. Check it out. Thank you so much for the whole team for having us and being so welcoming. And thank you guys for the support, for tuning in, and for accepting the flaws in our setup.
And before we wrap up, if there's any other spot that you're thinking about for us to go, or any place to check out, please let us know down below. DM us, write to us, whatever ideas you have. We're always replying to people. We read the messages, believe it or not. We may not get back to you because you have some messages are a little bit like, really, bro? But for the most part, we really do read all those things. So if there's anything that we could do, any place that you want us to check out, please let us know, okay? With that being said,
thank you so much, guys.
Peace.
Ciao.